Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Hello and welcome to the TiVoMike Show. I'm your humble host, Michael TiVoMike Jefferson, and I'm here with my best friend, the show's entertainment guru, Mike, entertainment guru, Warner.
What up, Saints? How you doing? We're ready to change your life this week.
That's right. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button because you know what that does? That saves a life. And you hit that subscribe button with the bell notification icon.
Yes.
Because that's really good. And if you're listening to us anywhere fine podcasts are found, be sure you rate and review us because it does help people find our lovely podcast.
And you love us, and you're listening to us, so why not share us?
Exactly. We're going to do our Wright's recap of Quantum Leap.
We should have like
Each leap is a stopping point on a way to this endpoint.
So he's not coming home anytime soon.
We're in the 1970s. I'm a boxer whose title shot is tomorrow.
He looks like he wants to kill you.
Not helping.
Sorry.
What if I lose?
And you never get home.
You will be champion tomorrow.
Something's wrong.
Step aside. I don't think this is just about winning a fight.
Let's go ahead and let's give you the synopsis for this week's episode.
That's right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Somebody up there likes Ben.
Woo!
Ben leaps into the flashy 1970s Las Vegas and into the body of a promising young boxer, Danny Hill, on the eve of a big title fight. Ben and Addison must help Danny win the fight or lose everything. Magic, Ian, and Jenn dig into Ben's past to uncover the truth.
Thank you.
So my favorite parts, or not my favorite parts, but the parts I could enjoy about this was Danny Hill felt like a real boxer.
Yes.
Right? So I felt like...
That was the brother, right?
That was the actual boxer, the one that he leapt into.
Oh, that was...
Daryl was the one who was raising him.
Yeah, okay.
So, but it felt real enough where I kind of wanted to Google Danny Hill and see if it brought up some guy from the 70s in Las Vegas that might have been a boxer. I don't like Ian.
Which one's Ian?
I think Ian is the guy with the ponytail, or...
That he leapt into?
No, Ian is the guy that works in the behind the scenes. It's
Ian,
Ian, Jenn, and Magic.
Yeah, the computer.
I don't like Ian. Not that I don't like who Ian is, but there's nothing... He doesn't ever bring anything to the script that makes me feel like no one... He's doing something only he could do.
Yeah, because even when they were trying to break the code...
Right.
He acted like, oh, this is unbreakable. I'm like, isn't that your job?
Even if it's unbreakable, isn't
that your job?
Right. I need the writers to realize you gotta flamboyant him a little more. He's gotta be more like
he knows
confident about what he's doing. But I also need a presence.
I want
because the Asian lady is on the scene.
This is a project that the government is putting trillions of dollars into. Wouldn't you have gotten?
And you may or may not supposed to be doing it anyway.
Yeah, you would pick the best of the best. I'm not getting that at all.
Oh, you said it because I couldn't think of what it was. So this is a secret organization, right?
For time travel.
Was it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Remember those guys? They were amazing. The chick from Barney and all of them. I couldn't believe she was the same girl. I'm like, wait a minute. You know why? Because she went from How I Met Your Mother to an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And now her character had presence. She had confidence. There was delivery.
Right.
And Ian has a presence when he first comes into the room. But then everything else falls flat.
Yeah, he's like a normal. It's like a normal workforce.
Right.
Again, these are tops of their field, best of the best. This is a top secret project. Time travel sensitivity. I mean, I got more of that from Bourne, from the people that he was going to tag after. At least they were more competent.
Right. And so that's my thing. Like
competence.
Addison, is her name Addison?
Addison. Yeah.
Addison does a good job, but I think we need to get to the point where she finally tells him they were lovers and engaged.
Pull that band
and just get it over with, because I think that will help the chemistry they're missing.
Yes.
Al and what was
Sam?
Scott and Sam? I always say Scott back the other guys. No. I'm sorry. Me and the celebrities are friends. So I just call them by their first name. It's my world. I live in it. That's what I call it. So.
Exactly.
But Sam and Al has such great chemistry.
Yes.
You have to give us why they have chemistry.
Yes.
So like when with Sam and Al, we knew their chemistry because they were friends who worked together.
Yes.
And even though Sam didn't always remember Al, he knew to count on Al.
Right.
Right.
Because
So
what the components of Al
right
is why they connected to be friends.
right. So and
They're
so,
not. They don't have a thing because we're friends.
Right.
No, there's something there, which is why you're friends.
that he attracted
Yeah,
to.
so
So if you just let her
eventually
finally
attracted
say
to her.
we were lovers.
Yeah.
I think
And
that
he should
will
say
help.
that to her. He should say that to her. If anything, you look really hot. You know, you married. I see you.
Right.
Who you married to? Who got you?
Right.
Come on.
Something
Like,
to
is he not attracted to
one,
her?
help her get the words out.
Yes.
But two, he can't be that dumb. He's a scientist. He changed code that allowed him to travel back in time.
This is probably his way, and I know all men are out there who felt like they've been trapped into marriage, and this is their story. This is Ben's truth, and he's like, listen.
If y'all go that route,
He wanted to marry the other girl who was there, the security lady.
Jen.
He really loved her. That's who he finds attractive.
Okay, do not soap opera.
And so
That's
what
all right.
he did when he's like, I don't want this chick, right? This is the wrong chick. Because obviously, if he's now had 3 weeks, think about this. He doesn't know who he is. He's
Well, no.
he's
All right,
leaping.
go ahead, finish that
You're right.
thought.
He's leaping around and stuff. Like you have no memory, and someone just told you science fiction is now reality.
Right.
You're in time. You're in
Okay.
someone else's body.
Right.
First, I'm saying to the person, the only person that no one else can see, I would have verified that at one point in one of these leaps. I would have said, can you see her? Just to make sure I'm not cuckoo. Then when they go, no, who are you talking about? And then try to hug her, and then it's a leap when it falls through a thing. That would be logical. Two, it's really, wow, gosh, though, you're very, very pretty.
Right.
Something. And three, where is the dude I'm in? If I leap to this person, where's that person? Because the show, the original show, when he would leap, Sam would leap it to somebody, that person has to go somewhere. And the show figured that out, like, oh yeah, because that person's not just in an ether. So they changed places, which is the only reason they could find Sam where he was, and Al could go there and say, oh, you're here to change. Because whoever he leaped into came into they called it a waiting room up at the project, because they physically switched places. And there, whoever the person, like it was Danny the boxer, right? So Danny the boxer should be at the project looking like Ben. When they see him, they're seeing Ben. But when he looks in the mirror, when he looks in the mirror, he'll see Ben. See what I'm saying? But they're seeing him as Ben. Even though he's there, they switched. So where's that at? If you're going to spend so much time with this project, where's that part of it? And that would have been a question Ben would ask as a scientist. Well, where is this person at? I have a question.
So I think
they moved on.
No, I think
Yeah.
I
So I'm
truthfully
gonna
think. So you're going in the same
it's the
direction you're
portion.
going.
Yeah.
Not that part.
Oh.
Because he did something different today.
Right.
This week's
What is
episode. That was today. What he did today was that catch. That catch was the moment you were looking for.
Yeah. What catch?
Where he tried to catch her when she passed out and he didn't, and then he freaked out because he didn't understand why he didn't catch her.
That
So
was
it gave you that. So that showed he has concern for her. My thing is, I need to see him have attraction for her.
Yeah, attraction.
And I get it. It's been 3 weeks. It's probably a little weird because you don't want to admit you're attracted to this hologram, but guess what? It's from somewhere.
Yes.
So
you would have. Yeah.
Just get it
part
out
going.
and get that part out. So this way we can get the chemistry they need.
And
to
she should be
explore.
giving them googly eyes.
And I think, I will say, in my opinion,
Yeah.
she's giving him the eyes because she gets jealous when that girl kissed him, and she was like, "Oh,
Well, that's her being.
But
that's her being not confident in who she is, that he's doing.
Well, no, you can't project that.
No, that's what that is.
No,
because she hasn't looked at him googly-eyed.
Got
She looked at him angry. She looked at him
Right.
confused,
And I will
mad,
say,
and all that dumb stuff.
Stop listening to
Yeah,
single
they're trying
people,
to-
Addison.
Yes.
You're listening to Ian. Who's Ian with?
Thank you. The computer that he can't.
And who's
crack
Jen
the
with?
code to? Nobody. She
And
can't
who's
even-
Magic with?
She can't even secure her job.
So
And
stop listening to them
and
about.
Magic is the only one that probably has a wife and 19
He
kids.
does have a wife, right?
Which is fine.
So
you listen to him.
Talk to him exactly. Get the advice from him about when
Right.
you should tell him. He doesn't want you to tell him he can't come home, but he didn't say don't tell him you guys are in love.
Right. Because here's the thing from the thing that I really want them to
And I didn't know about the other part that you said when the waiting room.
Yeah.
So
But this is a
that's
good point.
actually really good. But
Yes.
here's the thing with that:
Right.
if we do the waiting room,
Right.
then we're doing exactly Quantum Leap.
Yes.
And
And
then-
here's what they have to stop doing. Here's what I want them to
Right,
learn.
because my thing is, I'm thinking
Yeah.
what they could do with that is, you know how in some of the shows,
Right.
the possession, but it's not possession evil. It's not like a divine
Oh, yeah,
possession.
I see.
But like, because you know what I do remember from the old Quantum Leap is when he
yeah.
left out of them, we always get like that little bit of aftermath, like the person's looking like,
Like what just happened?
yeah. So,
But don't do that. And here's the thing. But I get what you're saying.
Because that would make
But
sense.
here's what they need to stop doing. Here's the thing. If you have billions and billions of dollars as a corporation, right? As an NBC, as a studio, as a production house. And you have to put content out here.
Right.
Oh, I hate calling content, but that's the new age we're in.
Right.
They got to throw content at us to sell Tide.
I mean, it's content.
Yeah, right. And then we got to sell you whatever YouTube just popped up or whatever
Right.
Spreaker just popped in and insert in the middle of you hearing us.
Right.
Whatever it is, go buy the thing and help us out. But now it's like they pull a show that's existing.
Right.
Fuller House, Quantum Leap, etc. I can't think of
Raven's Home.
Raven's Home, all this stuff, right? So whatever they do, fine. And then they go, but actually, this one does it this way. And then when the people who watched the original Raven's Home, the Quantum Leap, the Fuller House, whatever, Full House, we go, well, hey, how come this didn't go to the thing? How come that movie didn't finish the song for Power Rangers? And they say things like, oh, see, that's how the person that they got to find their own path. No, you don't. You know why? You know what the time to find your own path? When you create the show. Call it a new show and go find the path, timeless. But see, once you grab the name, then you got to do. Now you've done the crime. Now do the time.
And I will say,
so you do the waiting room. Yes,
do the waiting room because that's what was in the original.
Right.
Because you're not recreating the wheel.
And have it done through the scientists.
Right.
It's a natural thing. Now I'm just saying, if I was leaping and I forgot my memory.
Right.
First of all, who hasn't woken up? Who's taken? I did that today. I took a nap, unintended. You just lay down and you all of a sudden wake up and it's nighttime. And for those few moments, you're kind of freaking out. Like, well, what day is it? What is it? A work day? Did I miss something? Your brain's, because you're not waking up at night. Right. You're not an owl, right? You're thinking, what the flip? Why am I? It's nighttime. So your body, it's looking for answers.
Right.
He wakes up and he's in a truck. Right. He's in a truck.
Right.
And he's with, your brain's doing that. You're reaching for something. His brain should have looked for something. Like hit the radio, hit the button, and then the guy's just talking. First of all, who is just talking to their friend? This is how I know people don't conversate in real life no more. People are just talking at each other with each other. If someone looks really confused, you're not just gonna keep talking about, my wife Beth, and we're gonna do the thing. And thanks again, man. Thanks again, man. He hasn't said it in for 5 minutes. Right. Are you really that in your own world? So anyway, but
I'll give you that.
He should have said, what's going on? Why am I in a truck? Why are you in a truck? The guy who is friend should have said, what do you mean you're in a truck? We were just here. We're talking. Where? What? What is going on? I don't.
And I think
you skipped that.
Right, because that is the part that throws me off in all of the leaks, except for tonight.
Thank you.
Because tonight's leak actually had the moment she said who he was.
Right.
When he got hooked up with Alicia, who's the girl that kissed him. He didn't know her name right away.
Oh, when she walked into the thing, yeah.
And he did the, hey you!
Hey, you.
So for once, you gave us the, hold on.
But that was for the episode, not for him.
No, right.
So
what I'm saying
needs
is
to now, when they walk away, say, listen, Addison, or whatever your name is, what's going on?
Right.
Oh, well, we can't take, because we don't know if you're good or bad or whatever, so that was convenient, right? So now we don't have to do all of this. I don't know if you're evil. Look, I'm clearly not evil.
Right.
We've been in this program. Would we have just rushed whatever?
Well, here's
my background.
I'm gonna tell you this
right.
So here's why she's calling him evil,
be
and they can hate me for this too. E.g. Mike on Twitter. Here's why she's calling him evil.
Right.
I was supposed to be the leaper. You were supposed to be the guy in the room.
There should have been the scene of what's going on. What do you mean a project?
Right.
What do you mean leap? What do you mean?
Because he didn't remember, and she gave him this very dry explanation of what it was. But he just said, "Okay, so what's next?"
Thank you.
What? Yes. If I was the lead,
which doesn't make any sense.
Why are we doing something more to get me home? Wait, where's the code at? So let me see the code that I changed, so maybe I can tell you why.
Right.
You can't do that
because I'm evil. But
I love this map idea. I love that there was this map.
Yeah.
So that
they're figuring out. But that's fine. I don't want them to answer that question.
Right.
I want the character to
I want him to ask questions.
Yeah, right. I want this to be it's a premise.
Right.
What's that? Well, it wasn't dumb at the time. It worked for them. Not Wars. The Picard guy.
Who?
And they had Data and the black guy who was blind.
Star Trek?
Star Trek. Thank you. I was like,
I
don't know about Star Wars. Yeah. So Star Trek, right? The character was a captain on a ship. I don't know 2 bumps about space, right?
Right.
But the few episodes I watched, I remember going, oh wow, so I know that's the captain, and he's forging ahead because they would have over the voice thing at the end that would say, we're going to a
New Frontier.
New Frontier. I said, oh,
Where no man has gone
where
before.
no man has gone before. And then it would say Captain's Log, Stargate, da 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 da. So he's notating an adventure.
So
He's forging ahead. He's doing something.
my
The captain is involved.
Right.
So I knew when I watched a few episodes of the show, oh, this is
Here and
Quantum
there,
Leap.
right.
This is this dude on a ship. He's the leader. And they go somewhere to go, because they're forging ahead to a new frontier. And then they, whatever happens there, they go, oh my God, there's two races of new alien species and they're fighting this. We're going to be the Sweden, help them forge. And that becomes the episode. They attack our ship because they didn't know who it was. Maybe one episode they help our ship. We're figuring it all out. We have a computer guy. Data. They didn't explain, how'd you make a computer that look like human? No, but you just knew this is, from the way he talked, this is data. And he knows the statistics. So all the characters were doing
Their part,
something.
right.
So with Quantum Leap, this guy, look at him. He's going somewhere. He's not caring about this horse. He ain't caring about this anytime. He ain't looking at the searching. He's forging ahead. And then in the episode, he has no memory. So you did that from the original. But Sam knew why he was there because the first episode, Al tells him everything. We're friends. You got me involved in this project. I had done all these things, but then I had gotten alcoholism because I had some rough times, and you believed in me. You were the only one who did. You fought for me. I'm in this project now, and now we're here to do this. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, what? I'm a scientist? Yes, you're a scientist. Your name is Dr. Sam Beckett. You da 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 da." And he goes, "Wow." So and then naturally, Sam was like, "I want to get back home."
Right.
So it became, I'll do whatever I do to get back home. You told him everything, how to get everything done.
I think that's what the problem is. You're trying to do.
You have no memory,
right?
But you still want him to do the leap, but you don't want to tell him who he is, and he just goes with this. Now, that is not the Ben that they keep describing,
right? And if he's a scientist, and we're not going to, I get you. I'm starting to see what you're doing. You're poorly unraveling this character for us to get to know. What you should do is hit him with a brick wall.
Thank you.
And what I mean by that is dump everything in his lap. Let's get an episode. Let's say episode 8.
Yes.
No, episode 10. I'll let you get 10 in.
A nice even 10.
And,
top 10.
And the 10th episode would be dropping everything in his lap and him navigating his emotion and feeling about what is going on.
Yes.
And then him actively part of the planning on how he's going to get home.
Right.
Because that will take the next 12 episodes
to figure out,
to show his leadership, show his ability to be a scientist and ask questions about the shit that he's doing.
Yes.
And remaking history. We don't know the history to start, and all we have is some. Sorry, Addison, you're not gonna like me either. We have some lifeless chick who tells us, yeah, so this guy, he doesn't win his fight.
Right.
We don't know why.
Yes, and that's another thing.
And this girl he's making out with doesn't make any sense because she's not mentioned. How come we didn't know Daryl bet the shop against his brother? Bet the shop for his brother to win.
What are they using?
Right.
Are they using a computer from 1979? What they need to do is, if she's the leaper, right, because she had trained for this,
right,
then we should get that in the episode,
and we should get her telling him, remember, you need to be at this point. This episode was good with the leap at the end. Which I have to say, I actually liked how he leapt into the next person in the midst of stress. Yes. Because now it seems like that's a trigger. When he started questioning a couple of things, they didn't disagree, but she didn't give him enough to make him, I guess, satisfied with the questioning. Right. So he got a little stressed, and you can see the frustration, and then all of a sudden he leaps. Yes. That's how Sam used to leap. It would come sometimes in these heightened states of emotion, and then he had no control over. So that was a good attempt to kind of bring that in. But we need Ben to know who Ben is. We need him to know who he is now.
And we need Addison to be the leaper.
Right.
Because if you
talk to him like you would be the leaper.
Here's the problem with all these new shows, and I don't want to and the reason we're saying you're thinking,
we want you guys to make this.
Yeah, I don't want you to be like, wow, these people don't really like the show. No, we love it. Right. That's why we're doing this.
We want this to be better.
Because we know that y'all hopefully are watching. NBC has some social media people that are looking.
Yes, you guys watch my Twitter. I know you do. That's cool.
And we want to save this. Here's the problem with all new shows that are not on HBOs and stuff, all the high quality, they put 100 million episode stuff into. Right. Everything else, what they're doing is you're telling instead of showing. So you told us in the first one, oh, I was supposed to be the leaper. She's not acting like someone who was going to be the key player, the leader in the leaps. Sam is someone who has a heart for helping people. And it goes against his wanting to get home.
Right.
He wants to fix this, and in every episode,
that's so
he
good.
became fixated on these people's lives.
Right.
When she left there, she should be all this time looking around and going, like, looking through the files, because back at the or whatever, come back.
Well, my thing is,
this is so and so.
She's got the.
Forget that. She need her
as the leader.
Yeah, she needs to say, I looked at the research, I found so and so, and he is a brother from another mother, and he needs to be fixated, almost telling him, like, we need to see it's like 5 or 6 episodes of her thinking, like, when he tried to catch her and she's a hologram, like, she should be doing stuff in her action that makes it look like she's leaping. So they talk, something goes on, and she goes, no, you need to understand, and realize that they can't hear her, and then he said this, because she was going to be the leaper. Because she would, but what? She looks like she's an idiot. She looks like she doesn't know anything. She looks like she doesn't spend her time researching. So how is that person, the person who was trained to go back in time to put right what once went wrong, when she don't look like she's into that? See, if you had me and Mike is an extrovert. I'm an introvert. Yeah.
I can be the
captain. If we were going to do a project, he's definitely Sam. Okay, he's the boom shakalaka. He's in their thing. If all of a sudden, before the project happens, I ran into there, did code, and now I'm the leaper, and I was really going to be the owl, but something got in. I must have a really good reason. Right. One, you would trust me because you know I'm an introvert, and you know I wouldn't want to be the leaper, so you would come with natural trust, even though I don't know anything. Be like, Michael doesn't put himself out there. This had to be. He must have heard from God. He must have heard from Jesus.
He must have smelled the cheeseburger.
Something.
It learned
something. And he knew I wanted it.
Right.
And he's not a friend that would do
that. He wouldn't go for the
what's that called? Yeah,
one up me or whatever, or
sabotage.
Right.
He wouldn't. Right? Because I would never. So I leap into the thing, and the first thing that would happen is, go drive the car because you got to do the thing and talk to people. And you would be there almost frustrated, like you're talking to them, like, okay, Mike, but say da 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 da. Like, don't you care? The person's here. Oh yeah, like there would be. She needs to look like she's Sam. Right. It needs to look like he's Al trying to navigate this. Instead,
and I think
you just told us. You said, she's supposed to be Al, or she was going to be the
she's going to be Sam.
So it would have been that, but we don't get that. Then we're told, Ben is this. He keeps people together, leadership. He's the best. So he does that in his leaps. Because that's who he is. So we're seeing that's who he is. And then they go, but he's also someone who spearheaded this thing. He's spearheaded. He don't look like he spearheads anything. He looks like he's a reactor. Right. He likes to be sweeting with people. So why would he? So you're just telling, again, not showing. Right. Enough tell.
And show.
And all new shows tend to do that. They say, this person is a smart one. That one is a dumb one.
And if you're not going to show it.
So do that.
If you're not going to show it, then just let it happen organically. And the idea that we're not going to keep talking about it. I don't want her talking to Ian as much about the leaps. Talk to Ian about Ian. Ian actually was good in this episode. And the idea that he's like, girl, you need to take care of yourself. Right. Like, I don't see you eat. When you do eat, it's out of a vending machine. Like, yes.
I haven't even seen him use the bathroom.
Right. Give us chemistry between Ben and Addison.
Right.
Whether it's he does love her and he wants to work, or, hey, listen, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
Because give us one of those two so this can progress their relationship and we can see the chemistry. And if it doesn't, and if it turns out to be I love you but I'm not in love with you, maybe she gets reassigned off the mission halfway through. Yes. And now she gets someone who's more Al than Sam. Right. Because she would have been the Sam. Right?
Which means she should have been the one in this episode with this boxer, right?
Right.
They would have known. And it's normally the case when Sam leaps into a person, it's normally not for that person's benefits, people around that person.
Right.
So she should have in this episode really showed a lot of care towards the brother.
To Daryl, right.
It should have been like this natural love of, oh my God, it's Daryl and he needs more help. And almost when she's not at the project, or when she's not
with him,
almost back, if anything,
looking up who Daryl is and what happened to Daryl. Because my thing is, again, you told us this, but you didn't show us this at all. She said,
do that more.
Oh wow, Daryl had a promising career, but then he got drafted, and then he came back and he raised Danny.
And then she moved on.
Right, there was no connection to it. So either get an actress who can connect emotionally to the script, or let her show us. Don't let her tell us. Let her show us the things that she needs to be or show when she's the leaper. I know 9 times out of 10 if I come to Mike with something, he's going to give me advice that's going to be equivalent from reading the Bible.
That's right.
Especially if it's something I'm trying to get done. Whether I believe the Bible or I don't, I know who I'm talking to.
Right.
And that's why Addison should be like, yo, Ben, tell him this. Ben,
Yes.
ask him to ask how Daryl's doing.
Right.
Ask him
She
to
should
find out
be
when him and
caring.
Darryl, because that's where we're missing
Because that's
who the
Addison
leaper is. Right.
And if you want to, if you're insistent on going back to this project and showing us office space, then she needs to have a desk where she's sitting there poring over those files.
Right. We need to see that.
Her going, oh
Right.
my God, and then poor Daryl and poor, oh my God, or finding out something with Ziggy with it, like,
right.
Oh, the sister, and then she goes back to I almost called him Sam. Goes to Ben and says, Ben, we, you got to do this and that. There needs to be more forward activity going on. Like, let us see these real characters, because that's where some of the disconnect is you're trying to throw 9 different storylines at people with 9 different characters, but what we're seeing isn't quite matching these
right. Like, I like what you guys are doing. So far, keep Magic the way you have Magic. Magic is kind of like the Escapatha of the series.
He's strong but fair.
Not only that,
and that
he's
works
the one
for the
dealing
team.
with the background, right? He's like, hey, am I going with a long excuse or short term?
Right.
Like he knows
he's
doing just enough.
But
when
the
he comes
security
in.
lady, she don't look like she's anything secure.
Yeah.
And
Jenn,
and what's the computer guy?
Ian.
And Ian doesn't seem like a computer guy that's confident.
Right. Appeal to the story.
Yes.
If you want the show to last, you're gonna have to tell
Serve the
stories that
story.
some people are not gonna like. I'll give you a prime example. Making Randall races against his brother and sister he grew up with for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
I hated it.
And what we see with great TV, when shows are great, they're great. Ozark showed their work. Could you imagine? That's a great example of leaping. Ben leaps into the father, Marty, right? And he's told, really, if you just break it down to the series, if you want to be so just blunt about things, you're here to make sure you execute this $40 million, launder it properly for the cartel so your family doesn't die. And then Ben goes, this is Ben, who knows nothing. He's not trusted the project. And Ben goes, okay.
Right.
He goes
how do
do
I launder
something.
money?
Yeah.
What's the
He just
scheme I'm
goes,
using?
and you go, wow, it worked. No, you got to show your work, because then the next 3 episodes down, the wife is going to almost look like she's sabotaging you, right? And she says something to the cartel and sucks you guys back into the world or whatever, and you're going to go, oh, she's the new bad guy. Well, no, she just has the same motivation for the family, but she's come to it a different way. Well, how does that work? Because the episodes showed the work.
Right.
See, we saw the characters. So there was never a point when we were watching something and we go, well, how'd you jump from there? We knew it.
Even with the son leaving and going on his own.
Yes, we hated it. I know I hated that son and wanted to die, and I wish she still did. But hey, at least I understood him.
Right. You didn't
jump
showed
from
it to
one
us, though.
episode
We didn't tell
to
it
the
to
next.
us. Right.
Oh, he shot, the uncle died. He would have misconstrued and blamed the mom on this part. Like, give us some roadmap. So Quantum Leap, you saved this brother's life. Right, because he was going to take his own life.
Yes, he was.
And that's a big deal. And then it was post-traumatic stress
PTSD,
from the war.
right.
Or PTSD. So all these things, got it. And you saved it. You gave him those talks. But it was from that angle point. So more episodes like this one, right, where you spend time
developing
with the side character that the person left into,
right?
Because if that's your show, if your show is instead we're locating and trying to find why Ben's doing stuff, then make the leap secondary. He's somewhere, it doesn't matter. She goes there. We don't even see it from Ben's point of view. We see it from Addison. And we see Addison get into the accelerator thing, goes to Ben, says the thing, goes back to the project and says, all right, so guys, we're going to figure out what we're doing with the... Right. Have you guys found a thing?
Exactly.
And just keep doing that.
If you do that...
Then that's fine.
Right.
Yes.
So when your leaps, that's what I mean by doing leaps that are real or feel real,
that
right?
Capture the imagination.
Yes. Bring me into that, because I actually like boxing. You guys did it well. The episode wasn't overdone. It kind of reminded me of like a Snake Eyes movie.
Yes.
Like
with Nick Cage.
Like they're betting on
Nick
it.
Cage.
So
be in the league.
Stop.
Get him.
Nick, you already paid your tax off. Do not sign him up.
You already got your text.
Because Nick is doing everything.
As though he would only do that just to pay his bill.
No, Nick is doing everything, and some things I'm just like, dude.
He had to get out of that.
I know, but
tax back.
Wesley was in debt too, and he didn't go this crazy.
But he's also still in debt, though. That's why.
Okay, well,
see, Nick's like, I don't want to be in debt no more.
I guess.
Wesley's like, what you gonna do?
Nick is getting on my nerves all this random. I'm like, stop! Someone take him off the camera.
Luckily, he's not marketing them anymore, so that's good. He's just doing them.
Yeah, and it happens.
Yeah, just go somewhere.
I can live with that. The only one I did want to see was the one where it's like him making fun of himself.
I want to see that too.
Because Tiffany Haddish was in it, and she made me laugh in one of the scenes that they did. They showed for the clip. Something of being Nick or the power of something. It was some weird thing, but it was definitely it definitely looked funny. So, Hulu, Amazon, Peacock, whoever.
I know we never know what things are on now when something gets released. I'm looking for the theater. They said Sister Act 3 was coming out next year, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see it." So I literally tagged Sherry from work, and I was like, "We should go see this at the theater." She loves Sister Act,
and she said, "Michael, just do watch party, and we can sit on our couch."
Yeah, because by the time I looked at the picture that she actually posted and zoomed in, it said Disney Plus.
Well, I will tell you,
how old, I'm literally that old school
Disney
guy.
Plus
I don't know.
Is doing big things.
I'm gonna be the one. Remember, people would go to the theater all the time. Is that thing playing like? No, sir. That was wherever.
Yeah.
Or that was last year.
Right.
People, I'm like, these people not know what they're doing. I would turn it into that person. I would have gone to the freaking showcase
to go see Sister Act 3.
Can I get one for Sister Act 3, please? Opening weekend to help the numbers and make sure that Whoopi has a career still. And then boom, it was said that's on Disney Plus, sir.
See, and those people are wrong. Because I would have sold you the ticket. And paid the theater 13 just to watch you go look for it. I know. I mean, but real quick on that, Whoopi said that Hocus Pocus 2 is what greenlit Sister Act 3.
Yeah, they said they're doing that. They'll do anything. So I'm excited. So that
I think that would be good though.
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus 2 was alright.
It was okay. Woo.
So
a lot is going on there.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
It's a lot going on.
Is where they're doing it wrong. So I'm not a diehard fan like TiVoMike is. I don't listen to podcasts about it. I know Scott Bakula. I've been into Scott Bakula because I think he's funny. As an adult, he did something called Men of a Certain Age. I felt like I was at that certain age. So it was a good title, right? So Scott has me, and so I've watched some episodes. I've also watched Quantum Leap as a kid.
Yes, very good show.
What you're doing wrong now is you're not picking a side. I know it's hard because everyone's feelings are hurt in this new genre of life. However, you want the show to be good.
Yes.
So keep
above all
the background, or keep the office, the lab, wherever we're doing all this thing. Keep that, keep that what you're doing, how you're doing it. But I don't want to see it in the previews for the next week's episode.
Exactly.
What the episode should be about when you're promoting it should be the leap, and let the trying to find Sam be the back burner, not the premise.
Once every few episodes.
Mention that we're looking for Sam, and the people who want to know who Sam is, they'll investigate who Sam is.
Yes, and that could be a way, because this new way of getting in touch with the audience is to do things digitally on the apps and logging into the
so behind the scenes things.
Yeah, so have a Quantum Leap site on your NBC page, and you say, the mystery of why he switched the code in the first episode and ran into the accelerator and vanished. Like that. I see what you did. When they go back, say, all right, here's what it is. He's looking for Sam, wherever Sam was last known before the project went dark. Right. Wherever he is, he's trying to pinpoint there so he can leap where he is. They can bring him back or bring someone back or whatever. Just announce it. And then do the show as normal.
Right.
And people who are like kind of obsessed with that, because now the newfangled, I don't know, these new people who want all the techno stuff, they'll go online and you can have a whole like page dedicated to like almost like that show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and their website would have like a little folder, like a research folder.
Yes.
All these little tools. You click on the image and you can see it.
And that would get you the digital factor.
And let fans do that on their site, kind of where's Sam, and they have their own thing, but not on the show.
Because for me, I'm looking at it, and only thing I want to know is this code that he changed.
Right.
Why did he change it? One. Right. So that's, you got me too focused on that, but we're not talking about that.
Yes.
And then two, I get looking for Sam is important because that's what they found these notes from Sam in the past, and that's what got it re-greenlit or whatever the case was, and them doing this case.
And it makes sense that the daughter of Al would be up on that since Al was obsessed with that.
Right. So you give us some good components.
Yes.
But now you got to tie it in. Because if you do, like I said, pick a lane.
Right.
The minute you pick a lane, the show's going to get better. this playing the fence thing never works.
Yeah, gotta do
So
it.
just
If you play,
make
if
this
you
show good.
sit on the fence, you rip your pants.
Hey, you're gonna love me at the same time. And he's
You
right.
know?
And that's what it comes down
They're
to.
ripping their pants.
So guys, let this recap be what changed your life. Writers!
Woo! Let's
Writers.
do it. Come
Listen
on.
to us. Listen,
It's getting better.
I don't even want a paycheck. Just put my name in a thank you.
Yes, but what we do want is a like, comment, and comment below if you agree, you fans. Because obviously, if you're watching this show talking about that
This
show,
right.
then that means you're a fan of
Right.
one of them.
And tell us, are we right?
Did we
Are
get
we
it
wrong?
And if we got it wrong, then you're wrong. But that's fine.
And if
you're
we got
allowed
wrong,
to be wrong,
tell us what you think
you know,
would be
because
to make it
because
right.
we are right.
Right.
But you're allowed to be wrong.
That's what it is.
Everyone's allowed to be wrong every once in a while. So if you think we're wrong, then you're wrong.
Right.
But tell us that we're right, because we are. We know that you're the good ones. We'll hit a heart on yours. And those that are wrong, well, we'll ignore you.
Listen,
Because we don't want...
No, I'll heart yours too.
Because the new thing, people have to learn is self-love.
Right, no.
And
that's why I'm
we
gonna
love,
heart yours
and we
too.
love ourselves, so we can't love you all
Well,
if you don't love us.
Yeah, no,
we
still
have to love
them.
us. We have to love us to love
Listen,
you.
I
So
will
that's what
love
we're gonna talk
your.
about it.
I will love your remark, but don't come to me with a problem without a solution.
Oh, boom shakala. So until next time, we
Yes.
are here talking about the shows that are great for you.
That's right.
Transforming lives.
One recap at a time, Saints.
That's right. See you next time.
And rate us, subscribe, like us, follow us. I'm EasyMike84 on Twitter. He's TiVoMike on Instagram. Give us a reason to keep doing what we're doing. And let us know where we stand, guys. We're trying to get up there. We hit 5,000 downloads about a month ago. We're aiming for 15,000 by January. Help us get there. We appreciate you.